Good morning, students. Today in EVS2, we are going to learn the lesson number 11, the discomfiture of Shaistakhan. And that we are going to learn the first point, that is Shaistakhan's campaign. In spite of repeated efforts in which he left no stone unturned, Adil Shah of Bijapur could not force Shivaji to surrender. Every Sardar of Bijapur who was sent against Shivaji was defeated. That means whoever was coming to fight against Shivaji, they were always defeated. Adil Shah at last gave up the fight, made peace with Shivaji, and gave recognition to his independent kingdom. Shivaji thus had peace for some time on his southern border. In the meanwhile, constant Mughals' attack from the north had practically ruined Maharashtra. Shivaji therefore turned his attention northwards and carried out raids in the territory of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. This enraged Aurangzeb and he sent Shaistakhan, his uncle, to deal with Shivaji and teach him a lesson. So Aurangzeb sent Shaistakhan, that was his uncle, to deal with Shivaji and to teach Shivaji a lesson. Now we'll see further. Shaistakhan, with a huge army of 75,000 men and hundreds of elephants, camels, and pieces of cannon, marched on Pune. On the way, he captured the towns of Shirwal, Shivapur, Saswat, and finally laid siege to the fort of Purandar. Nothing could stop his advance, but once the Maratha army surrounded him in a mountain pass. So the Maratha army, that is Maratha soldiers, Shivaji's soldiers, had surrounded him. The Maratha troops moved very fast on the swift Bhimhathadi ponies. They also travelled very light. They could traverse the hills and valley in the shortest possible time on army rations consisting of onions and bajra bread. This type of warfare, perfected by the Marathas, was unknown to Shaistakhan. Tired of the continuous harassment by the Maratha troops, he at last raised the siege of Purandar. So, Shaistakhan wanted the fort of Purandar from Shivaji. Next is Firangoji Narsala. Shaistakhan then continued his march on Pune. He went towards Pune. First, he captured the fort of Chakkan. Firangoji Narsala fought to defend the fort with great bravery and skill against the army of Shaistakhan. For 2 months he kept Shaistakhan at bay, but he was helpless against the guns of Shaistakhan. So Firangoji Narsala was a soldier of Shivaji Maharaj. He kept them for 2 months he kept them at bay. But as we see, Shaistakhan had many men. When he came to Pune, he had 75,000 men. Shaistakhan was much impressed with the way Firangoji defended the fort. So Shaistakhan himself was impressed the way Firangoji was defending the fort. and offered him service with the Mughal emperor. So what he said, you come into the Mughals, come into our group. Firangoji, however, refused this tempting offer. So Firangoji said to Shaistakhan, I am not interested in joining your troops or in your group. Next is Shaistakhan in Lal Mahal. Shaistakhan came to Pune and made Lal Mahal, that was Shivaji's residence, his headquarters. He wanted to live over there, Shaistakhan. 1 year passed, then another year. Shaistakhan would not leave Pune. He wanted Lal Mahal, so he did not want to leave it. Shaistakhan would not leave Pune. On the contrary, his troops would raid Shivaji's territory. They wanted Shivaji's land, whatever forts he had, they wanted that. What did they do? They destroyed crops. They wanted to destroy Shivaji Maharaj's crops and take away the cattle, take away the animals. He wanted destruction. Shaistakhan wanted totally destruction, to destruct the territory of Shivaji Maharaj. In this way, he started devastating the surrounding countryside. So he started destruction, destroying Shivaji Maharaj's land, the property, as well as the cattle they had. Then what Shivaji Maharaj decided? He decided of a bold plan. At last, Shivaji decided to teach Shaistakhan a lesson. In a way, it was good that Shaistakhan was staying in Lal Mahal. So Shivaji Maharaj was thinking that yes, he's staying in my place. It's good for me only to attack him. Shivaji knew the place inside out. Means he knew all the entrances, from where the entrance was, everything he knew well, because that was his place. With all its entrances and exits, then if they had secret passages, doors and windows, everything Shivaji Maharaj knew. Besides, Shivaji's spies were keeping him well informed about the disposition of the Khan troops. So Shivaji's people were informing Shivaji that where are the people of Shaistakhan. Shivaji therefore decided to enter Lal Mahal one night and kill Shaistakhan. So he had decided to enter Lal Mahal and kill Shaistakhan. This was indeed a very bold plan, means it was a very interesting plan. Lal Mahal was so well guarded that even an ant would find it difficult to get through. That means this Lal Mahal was guarded with soldiers of Shaistakhan, that it was difficult for anyone to enter. But then too, Shivaji Maharaj entered over there. As we seen, there were 75,000 troops were camping outside the palace, outside that palace. No armed Maratha was allowed to enter the town. So there was no Maratha soldiers allowed to enter inside. But Shivaji had made up his mind and there was none who could turn him away from his resolve. But Shivaji's plan was that he wanted to enter in Lal Mahal. Let's see next. Shivaji fixed the date to carry out the plan. So he fixed a particular date. On the night of 5th April 1663, a marriage procession was passing along the streets of Pune. There was music and fireworks accompanied the procession. So there was a wedding procession passing over there. And then he planned that he would enter in that procession. There were hundreds of people dressed in fine clothes were in the procession. Some were in palanquins, other in menas, while many more were on foot. So there were people who had worn different clothes. Shivaji with his band of trusted followers joined the procession to give the impression that they were a part of it. So Shivaji and some of his followers entered in that wedding procession. After some time, the procession proceeded on its way. But Shivaji and his men moved away quietly in the direction of Lal Mahal. Shaistakhan was fast asleep at this hour. So they moved away from that wedding procession and started moving towards Lal Mahal. At that time, Shaistakhan was sleeping. The next point is Shaistakhan learns a lesson. Shivaji made a hole in the wall and entered Lal Mahal. So as you can see in the picture, he made a hole in the wall. Through that he entered the Lal Mahal. He had no trouble in finding his way about. He did not find any difficulty because he knew all the ways, the doors, wherever they were, he knew about it. Because it was, after all, his own house. Because it was his own house. So he knew all the entrances. The Khan's bodyguard were half asleep. Shivaji's followers tied them up. So they were sleeping. So Shivaji's soldiers tied them up. Shivaji went deeper inside. So he went more further. Suddenly, someone rushed at him with a sword. Shivaji killed him. Someone came with the sword, but Shivaji killed him. He thought it was Shaistakhan, but it was his son. There was a commotion. People woke up. So that person who Shivaji killed first was Shaistakhan's son. And then everyone woke up. Shivaji went straight to the Khan's chamber and took out his sword. Terrified, the Khan started shouting, "The devil, the devil." So Shaistakhan was calling Shivaji the devil. And he tried to escape through the window. You can see in the picture, he was trying to escape through the window. Shivaji struck him with the sword, which cut off 3 fingers of the Khan. So you can see in the picture, Shivaji struck with the sword. So he wanted to escape, but he lost his 3 fingers. The Khan could have lost his life, but he escaped with the loss of 3 fingers only. The Khan jumped out of the window and made for safety. He could have lost his life, but only he lost his 3 fingers. To deceive the Khan's troop, Shivaji and his men raised the cry. Shivaji had attacked. Run, catch him. So Shaistakhan was telling his people to catch Shivaji and started to run themselves. The Khan's troop also started running in all directions. So they started, the Khan's followers, Khan's soldiers started, Shaistakhan's followers started moving here and there. In the confusion that followed, Shivaji and his men made their escape and reached Sinhagad. The Khan troops spent the whole night looking in vain for Shivaji and his troops. So Shaistakhan was searching for Shivaji, but Shivaji had already escaped and moved towards the fort of Sinhagad. This incident took the fight out of Shaistakhan. Now Shaistakhan was afraid of Shivaji. He was afraid that if he lost only his fingers in the first attack, Shivaji might cut his head off in the second. So now Shaistakhan was scared because first he had only lost his 3 fingers. Now he would again meet Shivaji, then he would kill him off. Aurangzeb was furious when he heard of this episode. Shaistakhan lost the emperor's favor and was transferred to Bengal. As we seen in the starting of this chapter, that Aurangzeb had sent Shaistakhan to fight against Shivaji, but he could not fight against Shivaji. Okay, so this was the first serious blow to the Mughal power, to the Mughal emperor. This was the first blow. Shivaji had successfully bearded the lion in his own den. Gunfire announced the victory and a wave of joy went all over Maharashtra. So the Marathas were very happy. That was the Shivaji. Shivaji Maharaj and his followers were very happy because they had won and they went with a wave of joy all over Maharashtra. Now, your homework is, the first question is, Aurangzeb transferred Shaistakhan to Dash. Second, in Pune, Shaistakhan made Dash his headquarters. And the third, what was Shaistakhan afraid that might happen? So here we end with the chapter. We will learn the next chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.